But let's also come to this. It seems nowhere is safe from criminals in South Africa. Just recently, armed thugs robbed a pastor and his congregants during a church service in Durban. It's one of several such incidents in different parts of the country. It's not just churches, though. Hospitals and schools that have become easy targets for brazen criminals. Many more other areas and hotspots occur. But our senior reporter, Dasen Thathiah, joins us in Durban for more on this. And Dasen, a very warm good morning to you. And, I don't even know where to begin when we talk about crime. But one thing's for sure, that there is no limit. It could be a hospital, it could be a church area. Criminals will attack from anywhere.
Well, nothing is sacred anymore, it would appear, especially when it comes to criminals, because that's the general perception now. There was a time where you would think that if you were in a certain area, if you were in a certain place, that you were fairly protected and that you wouldn't be attacked by criminals that are coming in to do these types of crimes or come in and rob people wherever they are. But even if you're talking about a mall now, again, as you said, hospitals, clinics, places of worship, we're seeing it happening everywhere, and it's completely brazen. Whether there are cameras in place, people are coming in not even wearing masks a lot of the times, or hats, not even trying to hide their identity in some instances. And I think that really paints a picture of the level at which criminals are operating now. So we've come back to the Emmanuel Community Church. This was where a robbery took place a couple months ago. In fact, this robbery was captured on video, a video that went viral, which showed the pastor up on the pulpit there, and he was in the middle of a sermon at the time, and that's when they were approached by robbers that came into the church. It was an evening service that was taking place at the time, and the robbers then made off with a few items. So we've come back to the church now, and I'm joined by Dion Govender, who's with the church. I think just to start, how's the congregation been dealing with the situation post robbery? Have they still been attending services as they have been prior to this?
Well, in the beginning it was a bit tense, and we did get the numbers were very few. But then, as time went by, we got the social workers and from the crime prevention, Verulam, SAPS, to come counsel the congregation. And if anybody needed assistance, they offer the assistance to counsel people.
Are you still holding those services?
Well, our afternoon service, evening services, we cancelled it for now, just to sort out the security part at the church. But we will start soon in January.
I see you did also make some improvements to the security since the last time I was here. What have you had to do to ensure that everyone is safe?
Well, we have put in CCTV cameras, which is live. We sorted some of the burglar guards out. The fencing around the church, we sorted. People have come forward and sponsored us. A lot of things, even our driveway gate, have been done. So it's just one or two things that needs to be sorted out, and then, we'll be done there.
What's the progress on the case? I mean, one of the things that normally makes people anxious is not knowing whether the robbers have been caught. Have you received an update?
Well, actually, with the incident, these two guys have been arrested, and they are still in custody at the moment, waiting police investigations. So ever since we haven't heard. They were caught in September or so, two guys at that time.
How did you find out about that? Have police been keeping in touch with you?
Well, actually, we've seen something going on social media. There was a CIT robbery that happened in Victoria Street some few months back. And we noticed that the pastor that was on the pulpit, Pastor Colin Pillay, his vehicle that we identified that was being used at the robbery. So based on that, we contacted the investigating officer, and we said to him that, that is possibly our vehicle. He did the investigations, and he found out, yes, it was one of our vehicles. And I did identify 3 of the guys that robbed us on that specific night.
I appreciate it. I hope you have a safer festive season. That was one of the issues that have arisen, the issue of having to improve security, and it happens everywhere. People have to do this at their own cost. They have to now look at things like cameras and burglar bars and all of that. Maybe these were items that they had not necessarily budgeted for. But it really just speaks to the levels of crime and how criminals are really taking advantage of some of these situations. You would have heard there as well that these criminals were allegedly involved in a CIT robbery as well. But we'll be speaking to police later this morning to find out what their plans are to assist the public in remaining safe, especially as we approach the festive season and we find more activity in these places of worship and other public spaces.
A worrying trend indeed, Dasen. Reminds me of one incident even here in Johannesburg where, a pastor was killed in the fuel view, shot at, killed in the fuel view of congregants, and also begging the question as to whether or not congregants are willing to come back to church in person, given that during COVID, there used to be online sermons. And now that they're making their way back, here comes the criminals once again, putting that community engagement in as far as churches are concerned into jeopardy. But we'll keep a close eye with you on the ground. And thank you for this, senior reporter Dasen Thathiah. All right, we'll continue having our crime focus as well as other local and international headlines. This is Newslink. We'll be right back.